Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. As always, I'm your host, Jay Slim, and joining me today is a 6'7" shooting guard, emphasis on the shooting, lights out three-point shooter. Just got done playing his college career last season with the Iona Gales. My guy, Weza Panzo. How's it going, big dog?
Down to 5. Panzo. Why not? Seventh of
Man, everything's good, man. Just wrapping up school and stuff, but couldn't complain. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to finally get you on here. We've been trying to do this for a while, schedule
Yeah,
conflicts here and there, but now you're finally on for a Slim Sports interview. Happy to have you on with the brand, man. And you've had a great career, one of the best shooters in NCAA history, to be honest. I mean, the shooting percentage, we'll get into that here in a sec, but absolutely lights out from beyond the arc. Spent your first 4 seasons playing for the Stetson Hatters down
yep.
at the ASUN Conference in Florida. And then this past season, for your graduate season, you played for Iona for the Gales under new head coach Tobin Anderson. Talk to me real quick about going from, a program that you were with for 4 years in Stetson to now a whole new program, whole new state and system. What was that transition like for you, and what was kind of the biggest difference that you noticed?
Oh, well, for me, I mean, I grew up away from home, so leaving has never been like a problem for me transitioning like in new environments. But it was definitely cool for me. Obviously, spending my time in Florida and coming to New York is completely different. Two different cultures. Like obviously, Florida is like more warm, and the people in the south are different than people in the north. But it was easy because I had good teammates and we bonded pretty fast. Like within a week, I feel like I met them for like my whole life. Like I've been to these guys, so that was easy. And then the coaches made it easy as well. I mean, just during recruiting, like I knew they were the type of guys that I could call upon if I needed anything. So stuff wasn't really hard for me at that point.
Mhm. Yeah, those first couple years at Stetson, you were a great shooter for them. Actually, it was one of the best three-point shooters in the country last season, shooting percentage wise. Shot 43.6% during your final season with the Hatters, made 76 threes. You had 30 points against Weber International, where you made 10 threes in that game. So that was absolutely incredible. Talk to me real quick about those first 4 years with the Hatters for Stetson and how you helped grow their program to kind of what it's become now.
Well, obviously, as a new head coach, it was his first year, so I want to say we only had maybe like three returners from the old team, three or four. So like it was a whole like completely like the culture wasn't built yet. It was like no, they didn't really care about basketball at that point. Like they never won before, so it was just coming into that situation. It was like okay, we're freshmen, but we're really like the leaders already because we're bringing in a new program with the new coach and stuff. So it was a good experience for me. Obviously, just learning from the guys that I had. I had a lot of great teammates. Um, but it's just been good to see the culture grow year and year. And obviously, we had a decent year at first. Like we hit a lot of milestones the first year, and after like the next 2 years were a little slower. We had a lot of like ups and downs, and like a lot of people transferring out, a lot of new people coming in. But then I think my final year was really like a big jumping year for the program in terms as like they had a really good coaching staff. They had some guys coming in, so the assistants and like the Dobo, Joey, and guys like Brett, they really helped us change the culture as well. And man, from there, I mean, this year they won. Like they had a big jump. I think they're just gonna continue on jumping. Coach Jones is a really great coach, and he knows how to recruit good guys. And a lot of guys, even like guys are like under the radar, but like, they probably should have more and have been overlooked. Coach Jones is good at finding those type of guys and developing them. So I think it's just gonna keep on being better for them. But it's really been amazing just coming from there.
Yeah, you talk about Coach Jones. I've had a lot of guys on who have been former teammates of yours on for interviews. They talk very highly of him. I had Big Mo Diawara on. He's at
Yeah.
Oregon now. Stefan Swenson, I had him on right before they played in March Madness. And
Okay.
a lot of great stuff for that culture, for that program. Now, I know it's probably kind of interesting for you, leaving to go to Iona, and then that same season, now they're making it to March Madness for the first time in history. What is
Yeah,
that? What does that mean to you as someone where you've helped kind of build that foundation? What does it mean to you to be able to watch that program that you used to play for go off to March Madness?
man, it's crazy. I mean, especially the players, like all the main players, those are guys that were like pretty much like my rookies, like coming up. So like it's so amazing to see them being able to, achieve the goal that we all wanted to achieve for Stetson. Like, it's never been done, and to finally have it done is like crazy. Like a lot of people don't even know where DeLand, Florida is, but I'm sure they put DeLand in the on the map for sure. So I'm happy for those guys, man, and they just worked so hard. I mean, it's not easy to do, especially coming out of that program and just seeing how from 5 years ago to today where it's from and how it's just building, like it's crazy. Like even like they're gonna renovate like the whole gyms and stuff. Everything's gonna be like more focused on basketball. So I'm so happy like those guys were able to do that.
Yeah, and you, like we talked about, you were a big part of that foundation to help get them to where they are. Obviously, your shooting was a big help for them.
Yeah.
Before your last season there, 43.6% from beyond the arc. Talk me real quick about that three-point shot that you have. What have you done throughout your career to where you've just been so effective from three-point range?
I mean, at first, it's crazy. When I was younger, I couldn't even shoot. Honestly, I was more like a driver, like handler, ball handling. But I think as soon as I started growing, I had like some growing pains, and I wasn't able to move as much as I could before. So um, just figuring out other ways to score, and I just felt the need to go in the gym. My brother has always had a good shooting touch, so he used to help me a lot. Like just going to the YMCA would do a bunch of like form shooting, just spot shooting and stuff like that. And I just continue to do it. I probably shot I don't know how many shots in my life, a lot, but it's consistent work. Either I was at home or at Stetson or wherever I was, it's always making sure I was in the gym getting shots up. So that's how I got there.
Yeah, and you definitely got a lot of shots up this past season for
Mm.
Iona. Average 9.6 points per game, 2.5 rebounds. Continued that marksmanship from beyond the arc, 36.6% from three. You made 93 pointers this past season under new head coach Tobin Anderson for the Gales. The past few years, Iona has been one of the powerhouses in their conference under Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino went to St. John's, bring in Coach Anderson, who just had before a great run with Farley Dickinson, where they ended up beating Purdue, the #1 seed, all that. What did it mean to you to be able to go to Iona your last year and kind of help start this new era under Coach Anderson for the Gales, much like you did when you went to Stetson to start a new era under Coach Jones?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good opportunity. Obviously, Iona has a very good winning culture, and like the fan base is crazy. So it was definitely a change for me coming here. But I think Coach Tobin Anderson and his staff, they're really like passionate coaching staff. Like they're young. They got a lot of young guys, but like they really want to get stuff done. Like they're always in the gym and stuff. And just for me alone, it was a great experience because obviously we're and during my recruiting, they, talked to me a lot. And then everything they said to me, it was just, like they didn't make no false promises or nothing. Like everything they said was happened. But obviously, we fell short of our goal this year. But I think with having a year under their belt and then coming in next year, they'll be able to definitely uh, get to the goals that they want.
Yeah, we talked about you helping set that foundation for Stetson. You've helped do that for Iona under their new coaching staff to help get
Yeah, I mean,
that.
I only already has they have their foundation of winning. They won a lot, so just the people around they know how to act in terms of winning and stuff. Like just the school alone with like the staff and just everybody from the AD to the president, like they're really big, and they put a lot of focus on basketball, and that's what helped them, win a lot. So I think they'll be fine. Obviously, it's just a new team, new coaching staff. They never been at the school yet. Like it all happened so quick for them. So I think like this next year coming up is going to be a lot different for them.
Yeah, and they had to rebuild a lot because they ended up losing pretty much all of their players. Osborne Shima, I believe, was the only one that came
Yeah.
from a year ago.
Mhm.
So they lost the conference player of the year in Walter Clayton. They lost Denise
Yeah.
Jenkins, Paul Rick Pitino. Nelly Jr. Joseph was the best big man in that conference, in my opinion.
No, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Oh,
absolute
yeah.
stud. And so you lose all those players, bring in guys such as yourself, veterans that have winning experience, that know how to help set a culture. What would you say was your role as that veteran newcomer? You know, where you're a veteran player, but you're new to the system. How do you kind of take on that leadership role and just find a way to help your team win?
I mean, definitely just talking to the younger guys. Obviously, like I've been in college for 4 years, so I have experience. I definitely like been through a lot, like been through the summers, been through all the crazy workouts, or even like just like when you're having a slump for a couple of games and like you're not feeling your best. Like I've been through all of that, so just kind of guiding the younger guys, letting them know like it's okay, like these things happen, and just stay the course. But yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs, but just continuing to encourage those guys was really my goal and my role at that point.
Mhm.
But for me, I mean, also it's like it was also new for me as well. So like it's kind of like we're all like at the same. Cause obviously, it's a whole new system, and we're all learning the system at the same time. But just the maturity of it, really, I guess that was my goal. Just helping them be comfortable in a college situation.
Yeah, you were able to help them out a lot. 16 and 17 overall on the season. You guys did pretty well in conference action and a very good, tough conference. You talked about, kind of setting an example for them, helping to teach them, those younger guys.
Yeah.
Going forward, obviously, your college career is over. You won't be with Iona next season as a player. What do you see for Iona next season coming up with who they have returning, some of the guys that they've already brought in for
Uh-huh.
next season? What do you think is in store for the Iona Gales next season during the 2024-25 season?
Man, I mean, I don't know much about the recruits. I know they got a good amount of dudes, like some hard nosed playing guys. I know after playing the MAC, you definitely have to have, guys that are willing to like play scrappy, hard rebounding, like aggressive guys like that. And I think they have the right people that fit Coach Anderson's style of play, like when it comes to the pressing and defense. So I think they'll be really good. Honestly, they should be good. And I know Coach is not going to stop until he is. So he's one of those. He's a passionate guy. So I know they're going to be fine with him for sure.
Oh yeah, he's a very funny dude. I've seen
Yeah,
some
yeah,
press conferences from back when he was with Farley Dixon, even this past season. Definitely a unique character. Definitely,
yeah.
I'd love to meet him in person one day. That dude, that's
Nah, you should. He's a good dude, man. He's a pretty funny guy.
yeah, he knows how to build a program. He's had a lot of
Mhm.
success, and obviously he's helped you this past year as a player. We mentioned it before. Your college career is now over, obviously.
Mhm.
What's the next step for you as far as where you're going to go to continue your career, or as far as how you're going to go about that?
I mean, as of right now, just getting healthy right now, and I gotta obviously figure out my agent situation, and then from there, really, sky's the limit. It really just depends on the best opportunity for me where I could, be able to show my game, showcase it, and then obviously the end goal is really just to play at the highest level I could possibly play. So I think it could be at anywhere. It really just depends on how things go and how I play. I just gotta make sure I'm ready for whatever opportunities I get.
Absolutely, man. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to be playing at the professional level and still knocking down those shots. And I don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
seem like you're just a shooter. I worked at FSU. I saw you drive the lane on us, play some defense. You
Yeah,
guys,
yeah, yeah. No,
you
no.
guys cooked my Eagles across.
I got a lot more to showcase. I know I definitely didn't get to showcase a lot this year. Obviously, I was dealing with some injuries and stuff, but people will see more of me for sure.
Oh yeah, man. I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, man. And thank you so much for doing this interview with me. It always does mean a lot when players take time out of their day to hop on here and do an interview with me, man. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, man.